Um, good afternoon, everyone. You are welcome to this training, Zoho Books. This is a follow-up on our previous training. We've done a series of training on Zoho Books. The last time we did was Zoho Inventory. If you are part of the last class on Zoho Inventory, and you yes in the chat box. You are part of the last class, and you drop yes in the chat box. Part of the last class we had, and you drop that in the chat box. Yes, in the chat box. To know those who have been following us. How many of us? Yes, in the chat box. Yes. Who else again? Okay. Ooh. Okay, you wasn't. If you were there in the last class we had on Zoho Inventory. Zoho Inventory. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I'm using hand. Okay. Good. Okay. Thank you very much for joining today's class. So we are going to focus today on invoicing. So if you missed the previous class, go and check the WhatsApp group. Remember, I've dropped that in the WhatsApp group. So I've dropped in the WhatsApp group at least for the past 1 week. I've been sharing the past videos where you can learn and prepare for this class. Get that? So to prepare for this class, we'll send that video so that you won't be so new. You will not be so new to Zoho Books. So you won't be so new to Zoho Books. You will have understood what Zoho Books is actually there to offer. So my name is Akim Mustafa, ACA. I will be your facilitator for today's session. On behalf of BRATTLE Consult, I want to sincerely appreciate everyone here. Accountants, students, bookkeepers, business owners, and others. So I want to thank everybody for coming to this class. And also those who invited their friends and those who honored the invitation from their friends. I welcome everybody to this training. Before we begin, how many of us have experienced that we lost money because we were unable to track, some client did not pay, or because we are unable to track their payment? We forgot to remember that they did not pay because there is nothing to track. Have you experienced that? If you have, can you drop yes in the chat box? Experience situation whereby you sell to a client and you forgot to track that a particular client has not paid. Has it happened to anyone before? Whereby you sell, unfortunately, you thought the client has paid without a proper record and the client has not paid. Okay, bad mouse. Okay, so you can see. So it's something that is very common when there is improper record keeping or record tracking. So that's what I'm going to look at today: how to create invoices, how to track invoices from A to Z. This session is a live and interactive session. So You are free to ask questions at the appropriate time. And please remember to stay with us till the end. There is the critical information we're going to share at the end of this class. There is a critical information we're going to share with us at the end of the class. Okay. The rules on today's class. Please, let's keep our microphone muted. Unless we ask for us to unmute, please, let's make sure to keep our microphone muted. Number 2, let's use chat box for questions. This is a meeting, so that is open. You can open your audio anyhow, but I don't want us to do that. All matured, so I don't want us to do that. Please, let's try as much as possible to ensure that we keep to that rule. And also, the is not recorded. Everybody have access to the recording after the class. After the class, we're going to share the form. The people who attended the class, you fill a form and you get, at least you tell us, you rate us on how the training went, and you're going to get your recorded session thereafter. So also remember, you can take notes. You can take notes. Don't forget, you have a pen or whatever with you. And if you have your system with you, fine. You can also follow along as we do this in a practical way. Those who have been with us for long, you know the way we do it. So the moment we start the class, you also can log into your system and you follow along. Then when there's time to ask questions, you ask the question and we move. So today, what we learned today from what Zoho book is, what is Zoho book, what is it for, and why are we talking about invoicing today? Why are we talking about invoicing? How to set up invoice in a few minutes, how to create professional invoice, how to track payment without a spreadsheet chaos. Spreadsheet chaos. That's a very fantastic something there. Most of us are Excel user. Rely on Excel for everything. At the end of the day, the whole thing becomes mess. You struggle day and night, tracking different templates. You change templates every week. You get it? So I'm going to give you something cheaper, faster today. And there's some common mistakes that people make. We look at that. Then the next step. So this is the last step. I'm going to overhaul something new. BRATTLE concept is bringing something new to us today, which is new to us. This has never been in the public space, but today we are bringing it to public. So stay tuned till the end of the class. So before we dive into the training itself, let me briefly introduce multi-concept consult. Of course, we know it as BNC. Some people don't know how to call multi-concept. BRATTLE, multi-link, BRATTLE, multi-consult. There are different names, but BMC is a professional consulting and training firm. We focus on accounting, business processes, training, and digital transformation. We've supported a number of SMEs in Nigeria and still supporting. We've trained finance professionals, accountants. We run both private training as well as corporate training. So, however, our job is not limited to training. We also offer support for software implementations like Zoho, QuickBooks, Sage, Tally, ERP Next, and others too. we support all this. That is why our training are always practical and business focused. Our training are not just academics. They are not just academics. They are practical classes.
You don't finish and you're finished today.
We don't just teach
We
build. Hello, can you mute please? Who is there? Please don't let me remove you. Just remain muted. So that is why our training are always practical, because it is what we do. It is what we do. So we don't just teach the software, we build professionals who deliver results. Let me explain why this training is absolutely critical. Many businesses today still invoice manually on paper. Some people use Excel without structure, so leading to errors and the lost record. They lose track of unpaid invoices, struggle with cash flow. And when you talk about invoicing, invoice is a book. Invoicing is a process, more than just sending a bill to somebody to pay you. Invoice is a document you send, but invoicing itself is more than just ordinary bill. It affects your cash flow. It includes customer tracking. It affects your financial report and business decisions. So, in summary, poor invoicing equals to, can somebody hand it for me? Poor invoicing means what? Poor business performance. Poor business performance. So, Zoho Books have come to help us solve this problem if it is set up properly and used correctly. Because today, I've seen a lot of people who set up Zoho Books also. I've seen somebody reach out to me, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And when I checked through the Zoho Books, oh, it was very serious. It was very serious. You could see all expenses, all forms of expenses on that balance sheet. The balance sheet, you see a lot of expenses under the balance sheet. It was highly something very wrong. It was DIY, do it yourself, that the person used, which is not bad, but he's supposed to learn. The owner was the one that is keeping the record. There's nothing bad in doing it yourself, but you learn from the right place. So that is why we are bringing up this training for us. And I know most of us here are professionals, and we are here to learn something that will help us and to support our businesses and our customers. What is Zoho Books all about? Zoho Books is a cloud-based software that is designed for small and medium-sized businesses. It helps you in invoicing, expenses, payment, bank recon, and financial reporting. So we also have some other features of Zoho Books, which I'm going to show us as we move on in the training. There are other things you can do, including your fixed asset register, journal, and others. So all these are what you can do with Zoho Books. So today, from all these, you're going to focus on invoice alone today. So another day, in the next class, we'll look at something else. Now, let's focus. Let's now go back to our dashboard. Let's go back to our Chrome, start the journey as we are all expecting. Okay. So get to Zoho Books. Just type books. books.zoho.com, then hit enter. It takes you straight to Zoho Books, log in, and start doing whatever you want to do. So when you go to Zoho Books, you have something like this. So you have home, item, inventory, sales, purchases, time tracking, banking, accountant, report, and documents. Zoho Books come in different ways. We have from Zoho Books, we have basic, we have professional plan, we have premium plan, we have elite plan, and we also have what is called ultimate plan. So it comes in different forms, and each one has additional layer of tools above each other. If you go for something like Zoho Elite, or if you have a client who has multiple branches, they have 3, 4, 5 branches, go for Elite or Ultimate so that you can track, or he or she, or you, the consultant, can track everything in a single box, so that you don't need to keep different accounts for different departments. You will have the options to enable location. That's what is called location in Zoho Books. Location. Here you can enable, when you enable locations, you'll be able to track. You'll be able to track the. You have some location that will be warehouse, and you can have them as a full branch. Click on add location here. You have business location, which includes business operation and warehouse. And you can have a warehouse only. You can have a warehouse only as a location. So those are the two types of location you have in Zoho Books. So regardless of what your client has, more than one location, the best bet for you is to go for Elite or Ultimate to take wala off your neck. That is that about Zoho Books. Now let's now move to invoicing. How do you get to invoice? You can get to invoice by clicking on invoice.zoho.com. Invoice.zoho.com. I also have a link, a referral link that I will share with you in the group. Also register your Zoho applications or Zoho company. But for the purpose of the class, you can just go to invoice.zoho.com and hit OK. Come. So it takes you to this page where you can quickly set up the company. The company. The reason why I'm showing us this, if you are using Zoho Books, you don't need to come to Zoho Invoice. Books already have invoices inside. But for people like us who are using Excel, if you are accountant, you are using Excel, and there's a way your client or your boss is willing money. To make your own job easier, you can use invoice.zoho.com. It's free, 100% free. So invoice is free, 100%. So invoice is 100% free. And see, free invoice maker for small businesses. So if you go for Zoho Invoice, at least you're able to track your revenue, and you'll be able to track your customers. So very easy. Very easy. So that's the, but the only thing you do is invoice. You're not able to get full accounting report unless you go for books. If you go for books, you'll be able to do more with books. So you can go to invoice.zoho.com, put your company name, industry, locations, then you click continue. So the moment you continue, you will get into this page where we have invoice. You have home. You will not have purchases. You have purchases, some little things are there, but it will take you to something closer to this page. Together, if you are following us, use an emoji to respond. You are with us, you are following us, you are going along with us, use an emoji to respond. Thank you, Adeleke. Once again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, good. One good thing about Zoho, let me see, we want to create our first invoice. See what Zoho shows us. We have home tab here. We have home here. Let me click on this. Let me quickly create this for purpose like us. BMC demo finance invoice limited or ventures. We enter agriculture farm. We are in Nigeria, and we are in Lagos. Must we be always in Lagos? Let's stay in Ogun this time around, in Ogun, so that Lagos people will not be shakaraing us. And how are you managing your invoice currently? We are using Excel. That's Excel. Is Excel there? Oh, Excel is not on the list. Why? Why? Spreadsheets. That's currently what we are using currently. Currently we are using good. So that is simple way for people who does not have. I'm giving this clue to people like us who cannot afford to pay to buy Zoho. Who quickly go and log in into Zoho Invoice. So you can see the home page in Zoho Invoice too. We have home, customer, item, code, invoice, sales receipt, payment receipt, expenses. Then you have little expenses, then time tracking, and report. These are basically what you have. You have access to this. At least it will help you to track, but there are limitations in it. Like I told you, this is free, 100% free for you. You get it for free, 100%. If there is small that you are looking for something to start keeping your record, looking for something to start keeping your record, no problem. You can go for invoice.zoho.com. Remember, if your business is big and you go for Zoho Invoice, you are going to put yourself in trouble because a bigger business with multiple bank accounts will not be able to use Zoho Invoice. But if it's a small business, fine for you, at least you start somewhere, and this will help you to be able to track your invoice. Okay, so I'm going back to Zoho Books. So this is Zoho Invoice. You can see that it's you have invoice of Zoho on its own, but I'm going back to Zoho today. Under sales, under the sales, you see customer, code, invoice, sales receipt, recurring invoice, payment received, sales return, and credit note. So these are what we have under this. Now, so before we continue with this, I will quickly go to this place. And you see the top right here. There's a setting button here. Settings. Settings here. I will click on this. Then I will go to general. General setting configuration. I want to add something to it. Let me see. I can add this order. I don't need time tracking. I'll remove it. I can add return invoice. I can add token. I can add recurring journal. And scroll down. Other things you want to add, you can add this asset. That is a journey of that is a training for another day. Just stay with us. I'm going to learn everything. Okay, you enable Zoho inventory module. Okay, save. Okay. I can go back to my book. This is my book. I'm going back to my book. Now I have this order. This is what I want to use. Now I have this order on my list. So that is very fantastic. Okay, let's see how to create invoice. Before you create invoice, what's the first thing we do? Before we create invoice, the first thing is we create customer. We create what? Customer. Click on customer. Click on new customer. And you input the information here. Mr. If you like, put Mr. New customer. New customer 1. So you can come here. What's the name of the Mr. Customer 1? New customer 1. That's the name. And you want the name to look like this. From all this, the most important part, every other thing are not important. You can say Alex Chris. The name. If you like, you can just come here and just select Mr. Alex. Bam. That's the display name. Okay, so information here, other details, you can input them. Address, you can put the address. Contact person, you can add it. Somebody there. You can add information about them. And from here also, if you are using Ultimate or Elite, a customer can use multiple accounts. But if you are using anything less than that, you have to select the currency of that customer, especially when the currency is not in Naira. If the customer is a USD customer, you have to select the currency. But for Elite, that is, I have a customer who pays in Naira, who has a Naira and US dollar transaction with us. If you are using anything less than Elite, you have to create the customer twice. One for dollar transaction and one for Naira transaction. But if you have Elite and above, a single customer can trade both in hard currency and in Naira. Okay. If you have more than one account receivable account, you have more than one receivable, so you select which account the invoice receivable will go into. And then if you have more than one branch, you select which branch is this customer having transaction with, and the opening balance of that customer as at the beginning of the period. Then you can enable customer access. That is, you can invite the customer itself can also have access to the back end of your account. So the customer does not need to be calling you to know his balance. They can view their transactions. In fact, they can submit their invoice from the end, or their bill rather, for the vendors, and so on and so forth. So that is a simple way to create customer. I will just click on save. And email is required. Okay, because I selected enable this. I'm going to remove this and save. Let's create another one again. That customer. This customer is Ilechukwu Dare Chukwu Oladele. I click on save. And you see that the second one is faster because I didn't have to explain anything. Just click on Ilechukwu Oladele and this. That's it. That is how we create customers in Zoho Books Invoicing. Any question on that? Any question on that? On how to get in to Zoho Books and how to get in to Zoho Invoice and create a first customer. There's no question. There's no question. Fine. And you use and okay. Somebody's raising hand. Miriam, you have question. Henry, you have a question. Okay. If there's no question, let's move. Okay. Okay. Hello, Tochukwu.
Sorry, can I ask a question verbally or do I have to type?
Go ask question now. I have when I'm asking question, you can have, and when
Okay.
I'm talking, you can use chat box.
Okay, so I can go on and speak, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I just saw you created a second customer in the Chiku somebody. How about other details of that customer? So I didn't see you, unless I did something. Yeah.
Thank you very much. If you look at this, if you are used to online form, whatever you see asterisk is a compulsory part of the form. It means that every other thing here are optional. That's the meaning. If you have information about, if you have it, you fill it. You don't have it, you ignore it.
Okay.
But customer must have a name.
Okay. Okay, so in this setting, or because I can see the only thing highlighted in red is the display name. So that is what is only considered compulsory in this case.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, thanks. I think that's
okay. So you can go back muted. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Now that is simple way to create your customer. The next thing now is how do we create? When you're talking about sales, there are some sequence of transactions that come to sales. There's what is called quote. We know what quote means. Quotation. Somebody wants to deal with you and is asking for a quotation. Please give us quotation. Give us a quotation. Just come here. Good Zoho Books. You can watch how to create your first quotation here. When you launch your own Zoho Books, you see how to create your first quotation is there. So for now, we're not going to watch any video. Just click on new. Can you see the new at the top right here? Click on new. Click on new. Then you select the customer. Oh, assuming the customer name is not here. Can you see this option here called new customer? Select the customer. And the name of the customer is any beautiful name here. Okay. That's my boss name. I said you, sir. Good afternoon. Okay, so the customer name, I just pick the name from here and click on this. That is it. Now the name is already here. Then the quote one. If you are in a situation whereby you have your quote number that you are maintaining manually, click on this and enter the quote number manually. Then click on save. If you are new and you want Zoho Books to keep track of all the quotes, fine. Just leave it like this and continue. So the next thing we look at here is date. The quotation date is today. When is the quotation going to expire? The quotation will only stay for 7 days. After 7 days, please, the quotation will not be valid again. So you select the date. If it's 2 weeks, select your 2 weeks, after which the quote will no longer be what? Be valid. If you have marketers that salesperson that you want to track to know what they are bringing to the table, fine. You can also put them here. You can have them like a bill. That is a salesperson. You can add this email if possible. Fine. We have another one again. Another person, Angela. Angela, okay, new. Angela. What each person is selling. Okay, so Angela is the first one that is going to send. You are sending this quotation. This is Mr. Obi is Angela's client. So come here. What are we selling? If you have watched the past class on so inventory, I know you know how to create items. You know how to create item and link item to chart of account. So for here, we're not going to create anything today. Just come in and type the name only. Just type the name and type the name, which is what are we supplying? What are we supplying now? I'm going to tell you what we are quoting for. We're quoting for new accounting standard. Accounting standard textbooks. No verse. If there's no book like that, my guy is there. Say, this man. This is unfortunately, my guy also sells book, and is the customer. Mr. Obi, you are the one that you are selling books, and you can see is your name that I even put in this story. Fine. So we are selling new 2026 edition. That's what we are selling. We are quoting for edition. I will just imagine that. So we are quoting for 50 units. 50 units, and at the rate of 2,000 per one. Per one. Okay. That is it. Then we'll have the tax. I'm not set up any tax for this, for the purpose of this. Let me quickly set up a tax, and I will call this one VAT 7.5. So we are book is, I think this book is not vertible, right? This kind of book is not vertible. Educational book. I don't think so. I don't know. No verse. The accountant in the house. The professional books, is it vertible? Please, let's discuss at this point. And you on mute and talk to me. Let's learn something from what we live here. Professional books.
They are not vertible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I don't want to keep that. I know they are not, but to be double sure. Okay, we are selling books. It's not bad. We are selling another books, new, what do you call this tax law that we now have now? What do you call it? New tax law. Tax law reform. Tax law reform act. Let's call it that name. Tax law reform act. Or tax reform act. Any name, yeah? No way. And the price for this is 7.5. Okay, this is also not taxable again, but because it's buying, let's say it's buying 50 also here. You want to give discount. There are two ways you can give discount in Zoho Books. You can give discount in percentage by giving 2% here. And here we are giving the discount in Naira form here. You want to give him 15 Naira discount. I see these are two different discounts that is available in Zoho Books. So you can have discount to it. And the next thing we do is what? We save. If you have the email of the client, you can save and send. Save and send. It will open a place for you where you can send emails to that client immediately. Send to, you put some notes there, and the client will be able to open it directly. This is the quotation. So you don't need to bother yourself. So you can see it's there. Just send the email to the client. But if that is not the case, you save as draft, then you come here to print as PDF, or you share with any other means, like WhatsApp whatsoever, or at the least, you just mark as sent. I have something here, mark as sent. Now, at this point, the invoice means that we have sent it to the client. When you send it to the client, it shows that it's still in draft form. So there's nothing you are expecting because the client has not even seen it. So when you send that mark as sent, then other options will now show on the invoice. What are the options you see here? Convert. Can you see convert now? When you give quotation to somebody, they will take that invoice, the quotation, they can accept it, they can negotiate it, and they can reject it. They can accept it, they can negotiate, they accept, but the price or the quantity has changed, and they can also reject it. So when you now see the invoice, see something here, under the convert, you can convert to invoice or sales order. These are the two things you can convert to. But there is other something here. These three dots, can you see the three dots here? Click on the three dots, you can mark as accepted, or you can mark as declined. Decline it means that quotation is gone. It means the quotation is what? It's gone, no longer useful. But if it is marked accepted, it means we can follow up on that quote. Now, after clicking accepted, you can see we now have accepted accepted quote. Quote accepted quote. Fine. Our first quote. Let's create another quote. Fine. Another quote. This time around, I'm going to give it to Mr. Akim Ade. So, and the quote date, we backdate this. Let's make it last week. And the quote is going to expire perhaps even today. Then the salesperson is Kabir. What am I buying? Or what are we selling to this man? 2. Imported carbonized paper. Okay? And say, let's say 500 grams. 500 grams. 10 grams. I want to sell like 100 reams at 100 reams at this 500. 500. So I think these are portable. I can see Nigerian law. I don't know. When you import plain paper to produce paper in Nigeria, you pay VAT on it. When somebody who produce locally will pay more, and somebody who import the book, a book, you not pay import duty. Sorry, I'm talking about import duty. So let's say let's stop on that. That is the only thing is requesting for. Save as draft. After save as draft, what's next thing I'm going to do here? To be sure that the client has gotten it. Can you see what can we do? What's next I'm going to do here? What's the next thing? I've saved as draft. Can somebody tell me the next thing I'm going to do? Somebody should tell me what next I'm going to do. Here. What I'm going to do?
Convert.
Is that what?
Is it convert?
Convert. No, before convert. Something before convert.
I think
I'm
you
going
go.
to send it. I'm going to send it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think you showed us a place there that has 3 dots. That there's something we'll click on and it will show us if it is accepted or okay.
Before the client will accept it, you will send it to the client. Send. You now use any of these means to send it. Then after you have sure that you have sent it, maybe to PDF, and you send to him, what's the next thing you do? You mark as sent. Please don't forget this part. Very important. If you send it, system will automatically mark it as sent. But if you send it manually, you need to come here and mark as what? As sent. So it will leave draft. It will no longer be a draft, but sent invoice. Please note that. That is very important. When you save as draft, the next thing you do is mark as sent. So the next thing now, we'll leave this. I will not convert it to, whether you convert or not, it's going to work for you. But I'm not going to accept, sorry. I'm not going to accept now. Okay, good. So that is a way by which you create your quotation. Is that clear? We are done with quotation. Can we tick that on our paper? We are done with quote. We have done with customer. We are done with quote. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is we'll come back to this retainer invoice later. It's going to be the last thing we're going to look at, retainer invoice. It's an invoice, but it's a way for, especially for people who are into constructions, whereby you invoice in part and part and part and part. This thing can be useful here. Okay, so we have, next thing is sales order. These are quotation here can be converted to 2 things, either invoice or sales order. Who can explain the difference between invoice and sales order to me? Can somebody explain the difference between the invoice and sales order? This is a practical class, don't forget. Should I call a name? Try to explain the difference between the two. To explain the difference between the two, Ross. Invoice and we have sales order.
Order comes before invoice.
Okay.
Yes, order comes before invoice, and invoice must have a value, but
okay.
Order doesn't necessarily mean that it will have a value. That's an amount.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the key point there is order comes before invoice. Good. Who else again? Somebody, there is something I'm looking at. I want to take out, I want to bring out something from that question.
Is a document to buy goods.
Document to buy goods.
Invoice.
Yeah.
Invoices.
You are moving towards my point.
I believe invoice validates an order.
Invoice invalidate or validate?
Validate an order.
Validate an order. Okay, we are all saying similar thing. Let me quickly point. Let me take you to where I'm going. They will say, let me bring you there. You know, when you give a quote to a customer, the regular thing the customer will do is to give you a purchase order called PO. Are you with me? That purchase order in the book of that customer is purchase order. In your book, it is called sales order. The order they give to you to supply, the order that customer give to you, okay, supply us with this number of accounting standards and number of tax law, new reform act whatsoever. That is the order that customer give to you. Now, that order, if you want to input the same order in your system, we use what is called sales order. For sometimes you can go straight without quote, without sales order to invoice straight. What we are doing here today is to show us the sequence of how this thing moves from one to another. It means that you can create sales order without quote, and you can create invoice without the two of them. Are we together? You can create invoice without quote and sales order, and you can create sales order without quote. So either of them, we are just looking at, we are just learning the sequence of each other. Now let's convert this to sales order and see how it works. I will convert this to sales order now. Come. Order. The location is head office. Sales order one. This. So at this point, after the negotiation, what we agree at is that the order now is for what? Is for 40 of this. 40 of this. And that is it. So something has changed. Every other thing remain valid. So you can see now that your quote can be changed. Sometimes it can be priced. That's okay. No, we cannot pay this amount. You can only pay 7,400. So you can also change amount based on the order you are getting from what? From your client. So now let's click on save and send. Because we don't have any email to send to, we save as drafts the same way. And we also mark as confirmed. That is, the client has confirmed the order. That order, we should supply the order. The confirmed order now. So you can see from quote, we convert directly to what? To sales order. Now we have one order confirmed. Let's click on the order and see. Zoho is selling something to us there. Zoho Commerce. Zoho Commerce. That's where you can also have, have your Zoho Commerce or this online business, and you can link it up to your Zoho book, so that your inventory here, you can say when you sell on Zoho Commerce, automatically it will update the stock on your Zoho book. Okay, so we have the sales order now. The sales order now can be converted to what? To invoice. And you can also create the insert invoice. Okay, because we don't have item here. We don't have item here. If you have enabled the inventory, you can also convert it to shipment. You can convert your order to shipment, so that you can you package them, you package and you ship. You package and do what? And you ship from order here, from this order here. You create packaging and you also create shipment. From what? From sales order. But for now, we don't have those options here. Since we don't enable our inventory, we just convert to invoice. We have supplied to Mr. Obi and Mr. Karim. Then we have invoice. How many did we order? We order 40. How many are we invoicing now? We are invoicing what? We have not invoiced anything before. You can see, if we have packaged something, how many have we packaged? As we have packaged part of it, we have delivered part of it. So we're going to put that, it will show here automatically. And if you have invoiced part of it before, you're going to see what we are invoiced before and the balance we are invoicing now. So for now, we are invoicing everything. Now, the same thing we've been doing, save as draft and mark as what? As sent. Save as draft, mark as sent. Bam. Oh, congratulations. We just create our invoice. Our first invoice has been created. Bam. Is due for payment today. Mr. Karim is going to pay us today. Fine. Any question at this point before we move on? Question at this point? Tochukwu, go ahead. Cool, you can unmute and talk. Want to talk? Okay. Let's move on. So now we have one other quote that is outstanding here. This other quote. Now you can see the status of our first quote. It has changed from sent to order. Now from confirmed is now what? Invoice. Invoice. So let's look at the second order. I click on second order now, and I want to convert to invoice straight. I converted this to what? To invoice straight. Select the field in the quote that you would like to retain. Everything, retain everything. Or you skip everything. Anything you like. Now, we are only invoicing part of this. We want to invoice, they are asking for 100. And we are only invoicing 60. Invoicing 60. Then we save. And the mark as sent. That's another invoice. We have raised 2 invoices now. And you see how fast it is to be able to raise invoice here. From 419250. So, can you see now? This is it. So it means your quote can be converted to either invoice or sales order. At the same time, you don't need to retain the exact quantity or exact price. At the point of invoice, something might have changed. So you have to reflect the real invoice value or the real invoice quantity on your invoice. You have to ensure that you only retain the exact quantity that you delivered or that you are meant to invoice without having need to go and change your quote. You need to go back and change your quote because you want to raise invoice. Is that clear? So the third invoice I'm going to raise now, I'm going to raise the third invoice without quote, without sales order. How do we do that? Click on this plus sign or you click on new. Ways. Now the customer now again is Maki. That's the new customer again. And oh, are we quoting? No, we are not quoting. Go to invoice, leave and discard. Invoice, we are only raising invoice directly from here. Invoice new. Then Akim. Okay. So we are bringing back, we have a new invoice. The moment I click on this, something happened at this corner. I have one unpaid invoice. That is, Akim Ade has what? One unpaid invoice. It's telling me to know that this guy already have an invoice with us. Okay, good. So we put necessary information here. Invoice number, invoice date, due date. After this one is after 2 weeks or 30 days or anything. Salesperson, together. Then the details. You can put some information here about the supply you are making or whatever the client is buying. Okay, we are printing, let's say it's buying ink. It's buying HP ink. 5 liters. In 5 liters. And 1 liter per 5 liter per keg. 5 liter keg. Per keg is buying like 20 kegs, and per keg is 26,500. Also, our table You can add tax and condition here. Please pay on so date, pay to so account. You can do that here. Save as draft. Save as draft and mark as sent. I don't want to waste time. If you don't mark as sent, it will not hit your GL. If you don't mark as sent, it will just be draft till eternity. If you look at this now, this obituary, when you scroll down here, you can see there's a journal already posted. Account receivable will take this amount. Discounts will go to this amount. And sales will take this amount. If you go to the second one, you scroll down, you see the journal being raised by Zoho Books. It's telling you this is how I've treated your invoice. Account receivable 419, sales 390, and tax payable 29. See, that is how. If you click on this, it's still in a draft form, and you scroll down. There is no journal. Journal entry will be available for invoice. Will not be available for invoice in draft state. So if your invoice is in draft state, don't expect it to hit your P&L or your journal. It will not hit anywhere. So you have to click on this and mark as sent. You send it by printing to PDF, whatever, and you mark as sent. That is good. Now, the next thing after we create any question on invoicing, an invoice, before we move on. Any question on invoice? Okay, no question, right? Let's move on. These are invoices. You have 3 invoices. Click on the first one and let's receive payment. On your invoice, you can see the card payment here. You can see the card payment and you can see write-off. Click on these 3 dots. You can make the invoice the recurring invoice. The recurring invoice means, okay, the recurring invoice means that this invoice is something that you invoice every month or every week or every quarter. Let's quickly make this invoice a recurring invoice. Let's see how the recurring invoice works once and for all. The customer name is this, and the product name is account, the task book. Account and what? And task book. Let's just keep it simple like that. Let's put something in front for this so that we know the owner of this. So, and it's going to work like this. We want this invoice, we want the system to generate this invoice. This is useful for people like us. If you run maybe security outfit whereby you have to invoice them, your clients, on a weekly basis, or you have you supply something that you invoice them every month. Just automate it. Repeat every work, every 2 weeks, every month. You select how often, and this will never end, or will end at the end of the year. So you select when this recurring should end. Say, I want this recurring to end at the end of the year, and the payment is due after so number of days, 15 days. Then we'll say the value here is this is exactly what I want to be invoicing every month, and you see. So on a monthly basis, the system will always generate this invoice. So let's go back to the invoice. Okay, go back to the recurring invoice. Down here, you can see the recurring invoice. This is the invoice now. So you can see the next invoice date, 14th of March. You can see the next invoice. So you can always see the activities, we created the invoice, and the next invoice is that. This is the information about its monthly invoice, and we already have one invoice that is still pending. That is called what? This invoice. This is the invoice there, but added manually. So let's go back to the original invoice page here. Invoice 001. Okay, this is sales order that is due date in March. So let's click on this. Record payment. Okay. Look up, everyone. For accountants, this will be very clear. Non-accountants, don't be angry. Just listen to what we are going to. I'm going to explain something here. When you supply goods, every corporate organization that is registered with tax are agents of government. When someone wants to pay you, you invoice 44,250, but the person pay you 44,000. What is happening there? Sorry. I'm going to tell you what is
But
440,000. Again, what do you say?
I said they have removed VAT.
There's no VAT on this.
Okay, come again.
There's no VAT on this transaction. Even when there is VAT, they are not removing VAT. What did they remove? Look, say it again, not VAT.
Tax.
What?
Withholding
With God bless you. Oh, I'm in the midst of the professionals. I'm not going to law. No one now. We are here together. So they have deducted what withholding taxes. So you come here, you see, he said, is any tax deducted? That's the question here. Any tax deducted? Yes. You do what? Click on yes. You now come here. Now say okay. The amount withheld was 2,550. So which account are we going to take this to? Unfortunately, we don't have. I've not created withholding tax account for this because we are not in the chart of accounts class. So I'm going to use this account for this purpose. Yeah, I'm going to use this account for this purpose. So that is it. And you select which bank is getting this money. We don't have bank created already. Let's take our money by cash. And what is it again? Nothing else again. If you want to upload the evidence of payment, you can come here and upload the evidence of payment. You can upload it from here. Then you save as paid. Save as paid. What happened to this invoice? Paid. Amount due, 0. The problem most people do is that they will post 440,000 and it will be showing that the client is owing them 2,550. When you can no longer ask for that. You know that this client will not pay, he has deducted this. So the best way to treat it is to treat it as what? As withholding tax. And that is the way we treat withholding tax on invoices. How we treat withholding tax on what? On invoice. Let's move on. Let's leave on underpayment from Ade Akib. This time around, I will not use record payment from here. I will come here. Payment received here. Click on new payment. The same thing will happen. I will now go and select the name of this person. Akim Ade. Now, remember, I didn't select any invoice. Now, it's showing me all his invoices because we have 2 invoices for this guy. See, it's now showing me 2 invoices. Now, okay, which one are we receiving money on? We're receiving money on this 419,250. If you are receiving on hold, you can click on receive full amount. And everything is full. Bam, you save. You selected where the money goes to. Is it bank? Is it where which account is taken to? Bam. And you save as paid. So that is when you use this payment receipt, it will list out all the invoices. But if I click on this invoice alone, I will only receive money on this invoice, record payment. Can you see? I will only receive payment on this invoice alone. Are we getting it? So now we are receiving money on this 250 now. Okay, let's say this guy is paying 300,000. Paying everything. For now, he's only paying 300,000 naira, and you can't deduct this thing until you pay. So you cannot know how much you're going to deduct until you get the final pay. Now, this invoice has changed to what? Partially paid. So each time you click on the invoice, you can see that the system will remind you that this guy is still owing us. When I want to raise the invoice, you can see it's showing us that this guy is still owing us. We need to get money from this guy. That is step by step on how to do that. Now, the next we're going to look at is sales receipt. Sometimes we do cash and carry transactions, cash and carry. That doesn't need, you don't need to first raise the invoice. Somebody is buying, somebody is paying on your table and it's collecting his goods. You now go ahead to raise invoice. Also, you come back again to raise receipt. No. Somebody is paying you instantly, or he has paid you in advance. You want to come and pick his goods. What do? You go to sales receipt for POI. This is point of sales receipt. Go to this sales receipt and sell straight away. What do? Click on this search box and select the customer. This time around is Chris. And so it's Chris, we have selected Chris already. Then what is he buying? What are we buying? What is he buying? He's buying binding machine. I think today is paper and printing. Binding machine. How many? Buying only one. And 70,000. He's buying and he's paying in cash, no VAT. You come down here, you now select which account you pay to. Which account you pay to. Okay, let me quickly duplicate this sheet and create a bank. Let me create a bank straight away. Let me go to chart of account or banking. You can create from chart of account and you can create from banking. Whichever way you like. Leave this. So I will come here, add a bank manually, and add an account manually, then a bank, then a bank. I like that bank. I don't know why. That's the person that really come to my mind.
The bank they used to pay salary now. You can easily pay salary from it. You can easily upload salary. It has many icons.
Yay! That's the when I want to create bank in chart of account in trading like this, it quickly comes to my mind. Then a bank. Okay, that's good. Now I've created bank now. If I come back here now, I should go to select bank now. We receive the money from where? Okay, I have not refreshed this page. Let me refresh this page and do it again. So that you can see how we receive money from. So it doesn't have to be cash alone. Now we have a bank, and who is Alex Abi? I think it's Alex. We are selling to. Remember what we are doing here? We are selling cash and carry business. When we are selling cash and carry, what do we do? What do we use? Can somebody tell me while I'm working? What do we use when we are doing cash and carry business? Am I using now? Can somebody tell me what we are using? When you are doing cash and carry business, I said you don't need to use sales invoice. What do we use instead?
Sales receipt.
Sales receipt. God bless you. That's it. That's what we are using. So you can see that we are able to select the bank directly from this page. So you don't need to do one, come and do the other leg. No. It's cash and carry business. I come here, receive payment in transfer, and deposit to bank. Save. Bam. That's it. This one, there's no invoice and pay later. No. Invoice, pay. straight. That is that. So I think we are good. We are good. Now, what else again do we look at here? Let's look at return. Somebody return what they buy from us. How do we treat return? It's return and the credit note. They are brothers. Let's go to that invoice. Go back to the invoice. We have this invoice. Let's go to this invoice. And here you can see trade credit note. Let's come back here. Let's return. Sales order, shipment, product return. Sales return will generate what? The end result of sales return is what? It's credit note. So sales return work directly with what? With our sales order. When you go to sales order, this is where you can have your return from sales order. This is sales order, we can have return. This is where we can have our sales return. But for invoice, you can have you can create what do you call it? Credit note straight on a sales invoice. Who else again? Akim is there. So you can create. There are two ways. You can create directly on a particular invoice, and you can create outside the invoice and go and input. You go and link it up to that invoice. So either way, it will still work. Let's create separately here. We have credit note 001. We put the date, put everything, and who sold it? Don't even know again. Nobody wants to register to any bad product now. But that was nobody wants his name to appear. So we don't have any item here. What do we sell to this guy? Who is it? I think we saw the carbonized paper, something like that. So we have carbonized paper. I can't remember, but just put something here. Then you come back here. You see the account that we are taking the money back from. Which account? There is one income account. Let's say the money go to this account before, and we are taking the money out of it. We are only one is they are returning only one. Let's check something here. How much did you sell it? $5. And we save as open. So because we have created this separately, you can see the option here. Apply to invoice. You cannot apply to invoice. Which of the invoice now are we applying to? It is this invoice. I think it's this one, 002. How much are we applying? Credit to apply, it is 5. 6,500. And save. It means that invoice, this credit note is closed, and this invoice has been reduced further again. Invoice has been reduced further. I see. 119 before, he paid 300,000. Now he applied 6,500. The balance due is what? 112,750. So we are behind this thing. Okay, so that's basically how we treat invoices. Let's quickly see the report. Let's go to report. Let's go to report. So from the report, you can see we have profit and loss here. You can see all our revenue and the discount we have. We don't have cost of sales, so we are not buying anything. And from the report again, you can see your balance sheet, See your bank flow and your receivables account. See our cash, very huge cash company. See our receivable account and advance tax. That's our returning taxes. It's VAT payable, and we have made profit of 1.4 million. Wow, I like this our business. Highly profitable business. No cost. So now, but where we are going is receivable account here. Can you see under the report on the left side there? You can see business overview, sales, inventory, inventory valuation, location, receivables, aging receivables. These are the money that is the due for payment as a social date. Because the other one is due for payment later. These are the receivable. We have this amount that is from this guy. We have this amount we are expecting. Let's quickly go and let's make this one active. Let's mark as 10. Let me come back here now. And let's refresh this page. Due for payment. So you can quickly see all your invoice. You can see the payment. How many days? Is it how many due dates? You can see it from here. The due date can be seen from there. You can also see have receivable agent details. You can also see the report by each of the invoices. By each of the invoices, this is 10th invoice, this is partially paid. These are not be paid at all, invoice 3 and 4. So you can always check different form of report, invoice details. Invoice details. You can see each invoices and the details of that invoice, the amount, total amount, the amount paid, and the balance to pay. So these are different results, this thing that you can see here. Then I talk about returner invoice details. Returner invoice is an invoice you issue in advance. You issue this invoice that this person wants to pay 1 million, but you want you to give him invoice for 500,000. You can invoice, you use return invoice to invoice, and you now convert it. When you now pay the balance, you now convert it to original invoice, and the system will update it to 1 million naira practically. So we have sales order details, quote details, and so on. You see. Then what about the customer? What about the customer statement? How do we get the customer statement? Very easy. You know what you do? You can see there's nothing like customer statement here. Customer. What happened? There's no customer here. There's no customer payment. Customer statement. We get customer statement. Fine. You go back to yourself. Click on customer. Who are we sending customer mail to? Let's start from Mr. Obi. And here you can see transactions. You want to view all the transactions with this man? Go to this place. You can see invoices, customer payment, quotes, all the quotes you gave to him. You see all the quotes. You see all the sales order. Everything about this man is there on the transaction. The mail, all the mail you sent to him will show here. The first one I sent, the one I didn't send the other time. All the mail you sent or received, you see it here. And the last one here is what? Is statement. Can you see statement here? So now you can see the statement here. The history of that man. You can select the range of the payment of the invoice. You can export as print, as PDF, and small, and so on and so forth. Also, your reports, all your reports can be exported. All your reports can be exported as XLS or CSV or whatsoever. Go back to report, agent summary, click on this, you see export option here. XLS, CSV, Zoho sheet, and so on and so forth. And you can customize your column. Your column, this column you have here, you can customize your column. You can add something to it, add customer ID, and I want to remove the interval. You can remove interval, so you can customize it as much as you like. I want to add currency to it, and I will scroll down and click apply. It will change. I will see it has changed from all those 30 to 40 days, 40 to 60 days, as removed. Then I can come back here. I can now come back here and save as a custom report. If it is a report I want to be showing every month, I can save it as a custom report, so that every month I've known that this is exactly what I want. I want my report to look like. So save as custom report, and that all those things you can customize them. Save custom. What's the name? I can name it my AG summary. Save as custom report. So even when you come back to your report next time, go to report next time now, you can see my report. I have my standard report here. I can convert this to anything I like as wishes. Now, there's one more thing I want us to I want to show us before we call it a day. Is the logo. How do we customize our invoice? Let's quickly look at the invoice. This invoice. You can customize any of this, or you can come to this place. Go to settings at the top right. Type on PDF template. So you can see all templates that you have. Quote, this order, all these templates, you can customize them. For today, we only customize sales invoice. Invoice, and then click on edit. You can add new templates. For now, I'm going to edit this. Edit this invoice. Okay, let's start from here. Standard template, that's the name. I can give it another name, BMC template. BMC. And the paper is going to be A4 paper, portrait. The margin at the top here, I want to be 0.1, small margin at the top. Okay, you want to include payment stop, you can add it. Payment stop will show on that. So if you don't want it, you remove it. Then we have the background logo. Want to add a logo to background, you can add it and upload something to the background here. Okay, then let's say let me upload something here. Upload something here. We have logo. Logo. So let's put this. Let's put this now and save. Let's preview it. Preview what we have. So you can see what we put in the background now. It's showing. Have a paper, and your client wants their logo to show. I want something in the background. Fine, no problem. This is where you're going to put that. I'm seeing the background now. So that is that. And the color, the background color of this document is white. So that is why it's that. Then you can also remove it. You don't need it. Fine. Voila. Remove it and express preview. Let's go to header. For header, you can also select background. The header here, you can add something to your header. For example, let's select from gallery. This from the header.
Or resign. 3 million.
So let's preview it. So you can see at the top of the header. Let me see it there. Because there is no margin at the top. That's why it's very small. We have said the margin should be 0.1. Remember? So you input all these details too. Your logo, company logo. You can bring your logo here. Logo. You can bring your logo. Company logo can be here. And then you view. The logo is now here. You can increase the size of the logo. You can reduce it. So all these are different things you can do with it. Then we have the address format. Format address you have, how do you want the address to look like? You can configure the address and do anything you want to add to it. Remove whatever you want to remove, you can do that. And what is again? The customer details. What do you want to show on customer details? Bill to, ship to, and the document details. The invoice, this invoice here, I want it to show, I want to change it to what? Sales invoice. Invoice. Now somebody mute there. There's somebody cracking from the background. Please, your mic. Balance due. I don't want balance due. This balance due, I don't want to show at the top. I can remove it. I don't want to show here. Then the number field. The number field, this hash, this number column here. I don't want it to show. Oh, I want it to be what? Serial number. So you can see the way you can format this thing, and the table also, I wouldn't want to say much. The table also, you can, the size of the table, what you have on each of the table, you can add them. The total details there. On total details, what do you want to show? You want to show some information, you want to show some total, all those things you don't want to show, and you want to show you add them, and the other details. You can add your signature, bank details can be, you can add your details, the payment options and bank details. You can add signature to it. Let's say we have a signature here. You authorize signature. I want it to look like this, and I will authorize the signature. I don't have any signature here. You can just select the signature, upload it, and place it there. And what is again? You just save and preview. So let's go back to our invoices and see how it's going to look like. Now, okay. Now is our beautiful invoice. Let's see in PDF. So you can format as much as you like. You can take something to right, something to left, as much as you like. So let me open it. Let me try to open it. Invoice. So now we're going to add some things and do some things. You can see. So you can format it, add any information you want to add to it, and you are good to go. That's how to format your invoice in Zoho Books. So I think we have just like 10 minutes to go. Come. Okay. Now let's go back to our business of the day. So things to avoid in your invoices include invoices without proper customer setup, ignoring tax configuration. Remember the tax and withholding taxes of a thing. Not tracking the invoice status. You can see the status of the invoice. Those are the things Excel will not tell you. Excel will not tell you due, part payment, all those things will not tell you. Unless you are an expert in Excel and you build a very good template, then you're mixing things together. Now, there is something coming up that I told us about. There is this partnership opportunity. MULTICONCEPTS is an official partner to Zoho Books, to Zoho as a company. Now, within our community here, we want to extend this partnership to many of our professional friends, whereby you bring business and you hand commission based on both purchases and setup. So this is an opportunity that most of us are already looking up to, especially for which accountants, professionals, and consultants. We already advise businesses. We work with multiple clients. But what we don't realize is that this opportunity allows you to hand the recurring commissions, even as they renew. So you hand your own commission and you move from there. So at BMC, what we are doing now is we want to build a partnership model. Not just we sell it, we train you professionally, we set the client up, we train you, set up the client step by step, and we guide on client engagement. Then we're able to, we allow you, to help you to hand legitimately through referral. That is, from referral, you hand your home box from there. So you don't need to know everything. We'll set you up. We'll make sure we support each other on how to set up from 0 to hero. So that is exactly the next thing we'll be looking at together. So, but details of this will be dropped in the WhatsApp group. The details will be dropped in the WhatsApp group. Those interested should ensure that there is a form we are going to drop. Please, only the interested people, and we are going to attach payment to it, so that not everybody, we don't need everybody. Only those people who are ready to bring their clients to Zoho Books, who want to introduce accounting software to Zoho Books, are expected in this partnership model. Please don't forget, not for everybody, only for people who are interested in bringing their clients, or they are raising them up. That is exactly those people that are interested in this. So details of the commission you're going to hand will be released into when we create the group of people who are ready for this partnership. Please, only people for partnership will be allowed in that group. No, you are not ready for partnership, you are not good, you are not welcome into that group. Please note that. So most of us, maybe we don't know how to start the journey, how to address our customer, how to advise them. We're going to go through step by step that. And what software do you recommend for them? We're going to treat that as we move on in that group. Then there is a training of Zoho Books coming up next week. Today, what we have done today is just on invoices. Today's session is intentional. This is a test and a practical introduction, so you can see the power of Zoho Books. But if your goal is to implement Zoho Books professionally for clients, or you want to work with SMEs, help them set their system up, or you want to offer real service as an expert, then you need more than just today's class. That's why we are setting up this Zoho Books practical training for next week, 21st and 22nd, 2 days training. So we're going to learn how to set up from scratch to development, banking reconciliation, expense and inventory, financial report, and client handling implementations. So this is not a webinar, it's a professional training for people who want to improve their skill, the confidence and opportunity. So we are going to do that. So that's what we're going to learn in the next training. So if you're an accountant who has always want to move beyond traditional bookkeeping, business owners wanting full control of their finances, consultants wanting high value service offering, professionals serious about building the future, this training is for you. The 2 days training is 5,000 naira, but early payment before Monday. Today is Saturday. Payment between now and Monday, you pay 20,000 only. Any payment after that, you go to pay full value for this 2 days training. And remember, the choice is yours. Some people, after 6 months now, they will be telling us good story. Oh, I've done this, I've done that. New clients, new income stream, new skill, all those things. Some people will still be watching YouTube videos. I know you don't want to be on the second side. So let's try as much as possible to take the opportunity and improve ourselves. So you want to take the action, register by Monday. And for people who want to join the partnership, we are going to drop that in the WhatsApp group, show your interest, You will be given a form to fill, and there's going to be a commitment fee on that too. The commitment fee is not much, but to be able to separate people, so you're going to attach fee to that, just 5,000 naira to enroll for that partnership, so that only people who are ready will join the partnership group. So that when you have your client, you bring it on board, we'll take you through the process, we onboard the client, and then you hand your own fee and commission from it. If you have 2 clients, you have 3 clients, no matter all number of clients you have your own commission from the purchase of software as well as from the implementation process. So thank you very much. We will see you in the WhatsApp group. So question, we have 6 minutes left. Let's open the class for question and answer. Okay. Question and answer.
Can we use our Zoho books to run withholding tax reports
Yes.
for our sales invoice?
Yes. You can run all those accounts that you have created, their report can be run on Zoho Books.
What I mean is that the net, there is one, like you initially said, the one we pay in advance and the one we deduct from our purchase invoice. Like,
Yes.
this our tax, with this our new tax rate. In order to save time, can we use it to get the net on a monthly basis? Is there a way it could be set up?
What you have is that you can see the way we deduct the first one on the purchase invoice. The same way, when you are buying two, you withhold. Are you getting me? The one you withhold will go to your payables, and the one that your client withhold will go into your receivables. The same thing applicable to VAT. The VAT, your input VAT will go to your output VAT in Zoho Books. The only difference is Zoho Books will not help you to calculate withholding tax. It can help you to calculate VAT as 5%, but it cannot help you to calculate withholding tax. You have to input the figure manually, but the Zoho Books will keep the account for you.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's for reference purpose.
Yes.
Or maybe for audit and other reference purpose. That's fine.
For account, for record keeping, generally. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Any other question?
Yeah, please.
Sorry. I've raised my hand.
Okay. I raised my hand as well. Okay. Please, I just want to ask, is it possible we have the replay of the training so that we can go through it for more than?
You have it. That's a quick answer to that.
Okay. To our email, right?
You get it in your email and you get it in WhatsApp group also.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, all right, thank you. 2 questions from my end.
Go ahead.
Okay. So can you customize Zoho Books for hospitals? Can hospitals use it? Is there a way hospitals can use Zoho Books? I know, there's some.
Yeah, you can use Zoho Books. Hospital can use Zoho Books, but what you're going to do there is that it's going to focus on the record keeping part of hospital. Your customer bills and their payments. The client, the supplier's bill and their payment. It doesn't keep the record of history of customers.
Okay.
History of, it came for
I think that's why.
What it does for you, all the record keeping, anything that has to do with money on the hospital.
Yes, okay.
The form they fill, the form they submit, form fee, test fee, medication fee, all those fees, all those different fees. You get me? All those different fees that you make, and all the expenses too. Staff salary, purchase drug, ambulance money, all those money you spend also. Everything.
Okay. That's the monetary aspect. Thank you. I think that's clear. So we have like 30 seconds to go.
If you have pharmacy within the office too, you can use the inventory part of it to set up everything, including the expiry date, their batch, everything. So we can do that for you.
Okay, great. So one more thing here. So does Zoho Books allow introduction of inventory at the point of creating an invoice or an order? Because I see you type in certain things and it accepts it. Unlike pre-registered items, you have to pick from.
You can type item and you know what I'm typing, what I'm doing, I'm just creating invoice only. Are you getting me? But in the case of real practical, it's always good. If you have item to sell, you have to create the item. That is the only way you'll be able to track the cost of that item, the quantity, and the revenue from that item. But what I've done today is just like somebody who is render service. Are you getting me? Repair a vehicle. Just type, bam, 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 and you put the answer there. Are you getting me now? But for the proper accounting record, you have to create the item. That's why I said at the beginning of the class, if you missed the last class on inventory, go and watch the class. That's the full class. The last training we have, our last free training was on inventory. We have treated how to create inventory, how to create component items, and a lot of things were done in that class too. If you missed that class, you can ask in the group. They will share the link with you.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Okay, thank you very much. I think we are good. It's already 4 p.m. So all other questions can be directed to the WhatsApp group. Feel free to send your message or your question to WhatsApp group, and we'll move from there. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Bye.
So.
Okay.